The spiritual path can be a very confusing terrain. And it's important to have a teacher, it's important to have a teaching, it's important to have a Sangha. So if you find yourself overwhelmed with the energies of Kundalini, or you're having all kinds of kriyas and movements in the body, if you're having energetics that feel a lot like anxiety, if you feel like there's this intensity in your head or your heart, your belly, maybe the throat chakra, if you're struggling with really bizarre symptoms and the biology as the Kundalini has begun to awaken and create strange neurological difficulties, well, there's a place for you. And so every Friday, we have a Kundalini support group. And during this group, I offer a short, 10 to 20 minute teaching. And then after that, the format opens up where we have a guest speaker, it's someone from within the group who shares in depth what their experience has been like. And they speak for about 10 minutes. And we all listen from a place of holding community, holding space, acknowledging what they've been through and reflecting like, oh, wow, I've been through something real similar. And after they share, and we open up the group and we invite sharing for other members of the group, just to share where they're at, to check in. And at the end of the group, there's a time for questions, where I can, respond to different questions that come up along this path. The beautiful thing about this group is, for those of you wanting to come and receive a teaching, there's a teaching present. But even more importantly than that, for those of you who feel isolated and alone and feel like you're tripping over yourself and tripping over your experience and that this path has been difficult, it's been isolating, no one has understood you. Oftentimes people come and they tell me their spiritual teacher did not understand them. Whether it was a yoga teacher or a guru or a dharma teacher or an ayahuasca shaman or whatever it was, whenever this experience of Kundalini came forward. Sometimes it's you went to a counselor or a psychologist and they misdiagnosed you with bipolar disorder, or they told you you're schizophrenic or delusional or psychotic. This is a group for you. It's a group for you, people who are truly experiencing this profound energetic awakening. I want to be clear, it's not a group for folks who are, psychotic or having, an episode of this or that or schizophrenia. It's people who are truly going through this profound spiritual experience and are having experiences that are otherworldly, are multidimensional, that are confusing, that are messy, that create, chaos in the nervous system. And it's a place for you to come to get grounded, to be supported, to be seen, to be validated, to be acknowledged. And when I was on the path, I had 2 decades with my spiritual teacher. I practically lived with him. There's times I did live there. I lived, down the road, and I worked for him for 2 decades, for 20 years. I had daily contact with him. So when my Kundalini was waking up, he could tell me it's okay. We're going to sit, we're going to breathe, and we're going to lay on the ground. We're going to get grounded. Let me help you to open to the trauma or the pain or the energetic blockage. So I had a teacher who was right there by my side. I had other members in the community who loved me and who supported me and who acknowledged me. But what I've found in my many years of teaching is that most people don't have that experience. They're waking up in Poland or in Brazil or in Southern California or Northern Canada or Norway or London, England, or wherever it is, and they don't have a teacher. They don't have a group. And sometimes they do have a teacher, and they go to the teacher and say, I'm having this powerful energy. And the teacher says, ignore it. And in this group, we validate your experience. We honor it. We acknowledge that something profound is happening in you. And then my work is, well, how can I support you on that? And so sometimes the support you need is one-on-one work, like within sessions. Sometimes you just need to come to the group. Sometimes you just have a question, which, I'll get an opportunity to respond to at the end of the group. But sometimes you simply need to be seen among others, to be validated that I'm not crazy. I am spiritually awakening. I'm spiritually awakening. And this is a powerful experience when Kundalini is involved. A powerful experience. Confusing methods. On the spiritual path, nothing is more confusing than when your Kundalini wakes up, because the force of God is raging through your nervous system. It's overwhelming your egoic nature. It's overwhelming your human egoic identity. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to take you into another realm beyond ego. Beyond ego. And awaken you into greater aspects of self. But through the process of this very powerful force, it overwhelms your ego. It overwhelms your humanity. It's confusing. I spent a couple years, spending a lot of time laying on couches, laying on the earth, laying in my backyard, just looking at a willow tree while this massive force of Kundalini was raging through my nervous system. And it was difficult for me, even with my teacher and all the skills and years of meditation and yoga. And so I went to my teachers, a number of different teachers and healers and all this type of thing. And then over the years, just through the power of the internet, I've worked with thousands and thousands of individuals going through this very profound awakening. I supported them individually and through satsang, and now through this Kundalini group. And what I found is, with a group, it's not only me offering support, it's the group offering support. It's the community. It's you being seen by others and validating this basic truth that yes, you are divine. Yes, you are a holy being. And yes, God, in the form of Kundalini, is waking up in you. In you. And so I encourage you, if you want to join us, please don't hesitate. You're welcome here. You're welcome here. And beyond the support of the group, there's a Facebook group where members of the group are encouraged to reach out and support each other throughout the week. And so many people have been deeply touched, holding space for themselves, for each other, and growing together on this path. This most precious and incredible and wild journey of Kundalini waking up in you. As you. So if you feel called, it's an open invitation to join us. I hope to see you there.